Welcome to the CE Pro podcast. I'm Executive Editor Arlen Schweiger. Did you get a chance to see Coastal Source's booth at CEDIA Expo in Dallas? Actually, we should say booths, although one was the Destination Backyard event that the company hosted and shared with Séura. However you cut it, Coastal Source's big presence at this year's show highlighted the continuing demand for outdoor technology and the surging interest in lighting solutions. President Franco D'Ascanio and VP of Operations Jon Bowman explain more in this week's podcast episode. As always, be sure to subscribe to CE Pro's YouTube channel and hit that like button on our videos, or subscribe to the CE Pro podcast on Apple and Spotify and leave a review. Franco D'Ascanio, President of Coastal Source, and Jon Bowman, VP of Operations for Coastal Source. Thank you guys so much for joining the CE Pro podcast.
Thank you, Arlen.
Great. Thanks for having us.
So Coastal Source is a great company serving a lot of tremendous outdoor products in particular. But let's just start off, if you can, just tell us a little bit about the types of solutions that you offer and the applications that you address.
Yeah, Coastal Source is focused on the outdoors only. So everything we do is meant to operate in the very harsh environment of outdoors. And our lines are high performance solutions for outdoor lighting and outdoor audio.
Okay, perfect. And the base of operations and distribution at this point?
So we have two operations. I'm down in the Florida Keys. That's where all our R&D is done. And that's where pretty much the company started, because there was a need for a superior product that can handle the harsh conditions.
Sure,
Jon is up in New Jersey at our corporate headquarters. That's where the assembly's done, warehousing, marketing, corporate functions, all that is done up in New Jersey. And we're dealer direct. So we definitely focus on the specialist industry and heavily into the integration industry.
Sure. So, and that was very heavily apparent at the CEDIA Expo that took place just a short while back in Dallas. It was really just, the big get together after we had kind of a small show last year. This year, it was in full force. And Coastal Source in particular, you guys had a very large presence this year. Not only were you indoors, but you were outdoors, being able to show the product, in the right conditions. We didn't have any huge storms while we were there, thank goodness. But that must have been exciting. Tell us about first about the Destination Backyard event that you hosted with Séura.
Yeah, sure. It was 3 years since we'd been at CEDIA, and so we wanted to really celebrate getting back into seeing everybody and all our dealers. And we had a large outdoor space, about 25,000 square foot, which was a parking lot directly across from the convention hall. And it was really a great opportunity for us to display what we really do best, and that's our outdoor sound and lighting. And we weren't too sure what to expect, but we were, I think, pleasantly surprised. We probably could have used more staff, just because we had a lot of people come out, close to 3,000. And I think the last numbers I heard from the overall CEDIA show, that was about a quarter of the entire attendance. So really excited that we had a great warm welcome and lots of new products to show people, and kind of laid out in a way that I think it made sense for the dealers to see and touch and feel what we do and how we do it.
Sure, and I imagine between the last big event like that, and I believe you did something similar, perhaps back in Denver. Probably a lot of new faces that you're seeing and who are seeing your products maybe for the first time, or just kind of becoming familiar with them.
Yes. Yeah, we did. We had done this several years past. Probably this is the third time I think we've done the outdoor backyard experience. And this year for sure, a lot of new faces that we saw and integrators that had never come to the show. So that was exciting to see. So it was packed full of new bodies.
Yeah, I think our the numbers were like 41% first timers to the show. Yeah. Just incredible, and certainly a great market down in Dallas. I know there were probably a lot of Texas dealers who do tons of outdoor just outdoor experiences for clients. So tell me a bit about the inside at the booth, the lot of new products that you guys had on hand. What were some of the specifics that you guys were showing and talking about with dealers in terms of, additional services, programs, things that, you're trying to show Coastal Source as, differentiating your offerings from kind of what's out there. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but in the booth, what was that like this year?
Sure. Well, it was a brand new booth for us, so we're excited to have everybody check it out. And we were launching inside pretty much all of our new products, both on the lighting side and the audio side. We started with our cam lock, which is a new connection system that we've developed, and really allows the dealer to make their own lengths of cable out in the field, which is great. It's an awesome patented product that really is going to take some traction and allow dealers to use our product in spaces that are difficult with our typical cable.
So like a field termination system?
It is, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you can place the fixture wherever you want. And it really allows a lot of flexibility with the installation. It's great for, when you're doing steps and pergolas and things where the cable really, it takes up some space, and this allows us to make those connections where we want them, where we need them.
Sure. And does that have to be trenched?
It's still low voltage cable, so yes, it will need to be minimum 6 inches in the ground.
Okay. And sorry, some of the other solutions that you were showing there too?
Yeah, so we had on the lighting side, we introduced a lot of our new niche flex fixtures, which really the niche line is taken over some real ground and popularity for sure over the last couple of years, because it's so small and the light output is tremendous. And we can now do some really neat things with this product, and we're offering it in a way that's ready to go, comes out of the box, and from a wash light to a bullet light, a hanging light. We also introduced a new wall sconce, which is real sharp, and then a new path light, a curved path light with different sizes that can go up to almost 6 feet. So yeah, really trying to expand that line as the wants and needs that we hear from the dealer, from the dealer group, and it's been a very popular product. So lots of new products there.
Sure. And how about on the audio side?
Yeah, Franco, you want to talk about the Contour and the Razor?
I'll happily do that. Yes. Sure. So we introduced the Contour, which is a very unique speaker, and we really made our mark in high performance outdoor landscape audio. Okay. A lot of dealers are saying, hey, we want that coastal sound everywhere outdoors. And, there's literally thousands of our Ellipse bollards on patios and roof decks and things like that. But it's a fairly large speaker. So we wanted to have some other solutions. So Contour, you have to see it, but it's a very sleek speaker that can be in the landscape if you like, but it's very much at home on patios, pool decks, on soffits, on pergolas. So it has that hardscape and landscape application, very flexible, great sounding. A lot of people heard it. It can be used with a subwoofer, without a subwoofer. And, just again, a versatile piece that kind of crosses the boundaries between landscape and hardscape. The other product, which I think kind of took the storm of the show, was our Razor speakers. So we've developed a line of on-wall speakers that, like many of our products, is extremely flexible. But the key to them is people were literally blown away by the sound quality. They start as small as they're all 3 inches deep. They are angled on the sides where they get their Razor name from, and start from 10 by 10. There's a 22-inch model. There's a 3-foot model. And the performance is just exceptional. So it's the kind of sound you expect from a Coastal Source product, but in a very minimal package that really blends in with the wall. But it goes much further than that. It can be used in corners vertically or horizontally, soffits. They can be ganged for LCRs and things like that. So again, if you're doing a TV, we've got LCR versions, we got soundbar versions. You could use 3 individuals for a center and left and right. But it brings the soundbar category or TV sound category in a whole nother league. There's subwoofer versions. You can gang them into things like 180-degree wall speakers, planters that are extremely high performance, biamped and triamped. So a extremely well-built product that is all extruded aluminum. So it has the engineering, the weight, the construction quality that people have come to know of our products, and just exemplary audio performance.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of flexibility and versatility that it sounds like your solutions really provide dealers with. I think going into the booth, I recall that the planter setup with the razors, right, where they're kind of like in a quad, kind of all tucked in and creating a square. Exactly. And I just remember thinking how cool it looked, and have just a very nice solution that I imagine just puts out really strong sound, but also just looks very different out there. Just as a very nice differentiator for dealers who are looking for creativity with solutions these days. Which kind of leads me into my next question, which is just talking about the projects and the outdoor market. Is what's the demand like these days? Has it slowed down at all? I know it was huge during the pandemic. Certainly people were working outdoors all the time. What were the conversations like at CEDIA when you were talking about the projects coming up for your dealers, and what business has been like throughout 2022?
Jon, you want to handle that one?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think most of the dealers are very optimistic, and many of them have projects still booked through this year into next year. So we're still hearing the need that people, even though the pandemic is sort of behind us a little bit, people still want to be outside and still want to improve those areas, which is great. So yeah, I mean, I think some folks are definitely seeing a turn, with some slower times, but at the same time, I think when people are home, they want to really enjoy that outdoor space and make it the best that they possibly can. They may not be going to that European vacation that they had planned, but at least when they're home, it's going to sound great and it's going to look awesome. Yeah,
so you're still seeing some of that nice investment in really kind of excellent projects. I know some, probably a range of sizes, I would imagine, that your dealers are representing with their clients. And I wanted to ask you, do you serve both residential and commercial business, or is it something where your dealers might be doing some commercial business and wind up with some commercial projects? What's the breakdown like there?
Yeah, so we definitely are heavily based in the residential market, and definitely as it goes to the economy and what's coming up, the luxury market seems to be holding up well, and we play in that space very, very well. So, overall, from a percentage idea, the commercial is a small part of our business. It's my guess is it's probably 10 to 15%. And a lot of our systems, if they're going into a small restaurant or a small commercial, we really aren't going to see that stand out as far as an order. It could be very much like a residential order. We do see some exceptionally large projects, though. There's quite a few consultants and engineers that have pretty much fallen in love with our product. And we don't, at this point, we are not pursuing commercial integrators. But we get some very large projects. There's one in Chicago where there's 300 of our speakers and large in-ground speakers, outdoor amplification, large subs, and we are the primary sound system for stage acts and things like that. So where a system like ours, in the smaller ones, you might be considered more fill and background sound, this is foreground, and our products have that ability. Another big one is the largest theme park in Central Florida. We can't tell you who that is, but you probably have some idea. Has thousands of our products. So, as I mentioned, we don't target it, but we're happy to have it. We're happy to support it. And there's some very sizable jobs out there that come our way.
Sure. So it sounds like, if dealers are interested and, maybe they're traveling to Central Florida, they might wind up seeing or hearing some of
Yes,
the products in action too. So
exactly
well,
right.
that's good to know. And we know that, the high-end integrators, the successful integrators these days, they're doing a lot of, it's still residential strong, but we know on our CE Pro 100, I believe it's close to 100% that does at least some commercial work. So that's always good to know that they can kind of dig in there, and if
Yes,
they
no
have
question about it.
have kind of a unique job, because I think that's kind of those are the fun things with commercial work, is that you never know what the client's going to be like. It could be a range of things.
Yeah, and I think from a performance, reliability, build quality, our stuff fits commercial applications very well because those can also be harsh environments. So when we
Sure.
design stuff, we want the look, quality, fit, and finish that is required in residential. We also want the durability and reliability that you need in commercial.
Yeah, definitely. So, as far as residential applications go, certainly the designers are having more impact on a project. Does that extend outdoors as well? What kind of things are most in demand with customers these days when it comes to the outdoor lighting and audio?
I think it's not changed a lot. We have several divisions that are outside of coastal, and one is a design build company with architects, engineers, interior designers on staff. So we know that business well, and they integrate with coastal. So we definitely have a number of designer friendly things as far as like our speakers. You've probably seen them wrap, so it can match your Ferrari, it can match your brick wall. With Razer, we'll be producing custom units. So since it's a linear speaker, we can build them to size. We can finish them and whatever finish you like. So it's that flexibility and design. So we go way out of our way to design products that we believe are beautiful. Our landscape speakers are beautiful and big, but when you bury them, they kind of blend in very nicely. They're not boxes. A Razer is not a box speaker that you put on your wall. So again, from a standardization, we want beautiful things that look good in their environment. They're not just looking good standalone. They're made to go into an environment. And then with that flexibility that you have with our products, designers can, especially with Razer or Niche, for example, our lighting, it's extremely modular. So what we try and do is we spend a lot of time and a lot of money on getting the products right, be it tooling, machining, all those things. We like to leverage that over a number of categories. And then from a modular perspective, designers can create their own, acoustic scape, their own lighting scape, and make it their own, not just an off-the-shelf product.
Sure. And I wanted to ask you, you actually, we talked a little bit before we started recording here, but it sounds like Coastal Source, not only in terms of the industrial design of the products, but when it comes to designing a system and a project, Coastal Source can get very involved and support the dealer in that way, because you're trying to help your dealers differentiate themselves from other companies out there, other integrators, and you're differentiating from other lighting companies and audio companies out there. So can you tell me a little bit more about how that support extends to the design services for integrators?
Let me start with product first, and then I'll hand it over to Jon.
Sure.
But differentiating ourselves, everything we do is systemized, right? So that when you buy a coastal audio system or lighting system, it's very predictable what you're going to get. In audio, we also program that system completely. So if those of you that know our products, they're all plug and play. And you take it out of the box and it's ready to go. It's very repeatable. It's very reliable, so that, you know what you're getting into on an installation. And our product just installs faster than anyone else's. So from a differentiation standpoint, you hand someone one of our light fixtures, they're going to immediately understand the quality and the cabling. You let them listen to our audio systems and they speak for themselves. So that's the upfront part of it, but Jon could get into our extensive design services that go well beyond just an engineer plan, but a sales tool.
Yeah, so we started offering a design service many years ago, and it was basic in the beginning, but it's what really we sort of were giving the dealers what they required at the time. And what we've learned is that a lot of the dealers wanted more. They wanted to be able to wow their clients, and so we've added more staff and now have a really great sales presentation that's a full package that allows the dealer to present this to their client. In fact, every project has its own website with a number of different things that talks about the plan itself, the intent, images of proposed applications and fixtures, as well as actually a video walkthrough from one of our designers that explains the intent of what they're doing, whether it's a lighting job or an audio job. So it's really comprehensive, and it ties into when it's a lighting job, ties into what we call a lookbook. And this is a pretty neat package, a beautiful presentation. It's almost like a coffee table type of book that has a lot of our dealers' jobs out in the field and showing these applications, so the client can say, oh yeah, this is what I really like. Well, Mrs. Jones, this is downlighting. This is what we proposed back here in the backside of your property. So that design service ties into this book, which is again a great sales tool and helps present more than just a set of fixtures. It's the whole package.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a tremendously helpful resource for integrators. And I know you guys have the mobile demo kit as well. The demo van that goes around, which is fantastic. They love that kind of support is priceless. Let's talk about, in terms of getting the products. That's obviously on all dealers' minds right now. What can you speak to in terms of the supply chain situation and how that's impacting any coastal source products and anything that's going on there that's going to delay projects or have dealers, know a little bit better about when they can expect things?
Yeah, overall, we're very proud of our track record. We carry a lot of inventory. So we have a 30,000 square foot warehouse in New Jersey that is packed to the brim. We are not shy of ordering in quantity. We have faith in our products. We have faith in our dealers. So I would say we were in the mid to upper 90s throughout COVID, right? So, I can't say that we had every single product, but our fill rate was very high. And that was critical in the beginning because a lot of dealers couldn't work inside. They could only work outside. And we did some moves, like we pulled demo systems, to be honest with you, for a while, so that dealers had product to sell. Now, demos are critical to our business, but we still decided that it was more important that the dealers, especially in the beginning, things were tight for dealers. That was very important for them to have product they could sell, get paid for until things settled out. Obviously, it was off to the races thereafter. But now we are very, very well suited. And I think if you talk the dealers we talk to, that we performed very well, and that's very important to us. That dealers, they get the whole system, they can install it, they get paid. So we're very much into wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over again. So yeah, we're proud of our track record, and we put our money where our mouth is on inventory.
Okay, yeah, and I think you were telling me beforehand that the parts come from various parts of the world, so I think that's also helped in that respect. But for the most part, everything is systems are all systems go.
Yes, exactly. No, the companies that have suffered, not only has it penalized the dealers, but there's no revenue when you're not shipping products. The reps aren't making any money. The dealers aren't making any money. So from day one, we've been very, it's been a high priority for us, going back when we started near 20 years ago. And as our dealer base grew, was to have inventory. We've never been a just-in-time inventory company. Our shelves are stocked.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, a lot of that was very good in preparation after the pandemic hit, and people were doing a lot of outdoor stuff. So it sort of kind of worked out very, very much in the dealer's favor. So lastly, Franco and John, what's on tap, with Coastal Source as we head into 2023, which is now, we're mid-November. It's going to be here very soon. What's going on? Anything that you could share with us in development for next year? Any kind of events early in the year that dealers can expect to connect with Coastal Source, things of that nature?
John, you want to take, and I've got plenty on that subject, but you want to talk about our new product introduction in January or so?
Yeah, we're going to be off having a new product launch. The date has not been decided yet, but typically, it should be probably end of January, early February, sort of a virtual launch of a lot of the products that we saw at CEDIA. And maybe, Franco, you're going to sneak in one or two, I would suspect. It's possible. Always trying to get on the leading edge of what we're doing out there. And then we will be resuming in 2023 our full scale trainings, which is exciting, which we haven't done probably in 3 years. So we're excited to get back into that and really start to meet with a lot of the dealers and show them firsthand what it is we do and how we do it.
Great. Yeah, and Franco?
Yeah, so we're definitely excited about more in-person things. CEDIA was a good shot of that. And throughout the pandemic, our road team, led by John, we were out there with, 5 vans and, but it was very small, dozen people visiting dealers' clients directly, that kind of thing. Overall, we believe that things will be tighter next year. We've had a wonderful push, especially in the outdoor area. But to be honest with you, where some companies may be tightening up and pulling back, we're going full force. So we are investing in more people, more support, more creativity, more products. A lot of our dealers are saying, hey, your products are great, but we want to stay ahead. So you'll see more products from us than you've seen in the last year. So we're excited about it. We believe it's not going to be a year where the money's just flowing like it hasn't been in the past. We believe we're going to have to work harder, but we plan on growing. We plan on investing so that dealers are in a great position to take care of whatever business is out there.
All right, that sounds all very exciting for Coastal Source dealers. We'll end that on a high note. So with that, Franco D'Ascanio and Jon Bowman from Coastal Source, thank you very much for giving us the latest on your company and steering us ahead into 2023. We have a lot to look forward to.
Thank you, Arlen.
Great. Thank you, Arlen.